Yellow. Shawn has left Toronto. Bye bye, see you later. He is performing at the People's Choice Awards, I think on November 11th or 10th. I got to the airport. I met up with a couple friends who were there as well for Shawn. We were all kind of mingling, we were all talking, we were all having jokes, laughing as if it was like a little cocktail party, and then along came Shawn. Shawn comes in with Andrew, Justin Sterling, and I know of Justin Sterling because when I've met other celebrities such as Cody Simpson, Selena Gomez, he's always been there, so he's a familiar face. He was Andrew, Justin Sterling, Josiah, and I think some of his bandmates were there. I didn't really go into like deep observation of who was there because I was mainly there for Shawn. Shawn walks in, he goes in to check in. We're kind of waiting around. I'm adjusting myself as always. I'm like, ooh, do I look flirty? Do I look thriving? Do I unbutton? Do I button? I was like, how do we go about this? And I was like, you know what, I'll button it up because let's keep it PG-13. You know, I'm not a thought. He's checking in. He makes his way to the group of, I'm gonna say maybe 10 of us. He's like giving everybody hugs, and I always give Shawn the biggest bear hugs. Not only him, I do it to really everybody. Anybody you could ask, I give them bear hugs. Like, I'm actually the best hugger. If people were to ask like, oh George, like what's your talent? I'd be like, honestly, like I could actually like give you a really good hug. So he's going kind of around, but it gets to a point where it's not that it gets awkward, but it gets kind of like, okay, like what do we start off with in conversation? Like who's gonna make the first move in talking? What topic are we bringing up? It goes kind of silent, and he goes, oh, like, do you want to start, like, let's take pictures. So a girl goes in for a selfie, and he was actually, like, super sweet. He goes, oh, did you not, like, want a full body? And then she's like, no, like, it's fine. And she takes her selfie. And I think later on, she took a full body. And I'm standing there, I'm trying to look as model, beautiful statue possible. Like, you know when you're just like so mesmerized by somebody, you don't want to look like a piece of gum on the floor. Like, you want to look like your best, you want to look presentable. So I swear I was standing on the side, literally like, oh, this is the same outfit I wore today. Like, I literally just got home, I'm filming this, didn't even change the shoes though. I had Nikes on. So I think I'm like literally standing like, I know I'm making it so much more dramatic than it is, but I'm like, he's writing out a tattoo for one of my friends. She wanted youth with like a heart at the end, and I think we've all known that Shawn's hearts actually they like literally suck. She was like in the corner, I guess, getting hit written, and then whatever, they were doing their thing as I'm literally like, so he makes his way and then he comes to me. I give him like a hug, and I prefer to hug people from like a top as opposed to like the circle, like not a circle, what am I saying? Like, yeah, like a triangle. As opposed to like around the waist, like, okay, I like to hug like this, not like this. Before I came to the airport, I made sure to go to Shoppers Drug Mart. That is our version of Ulta for anybody in the States who is watching. I take Versace Eros, Versace Dylan Blue, Chanel Blue for men, and then I take Black Opium from YSL for women because I love the coffee note in that. I'm not kidding you. Each of those 4 fragrances, I go, I can smell it right now. Like, I drenched myself in fragrances. So I hug him, and I made sure to keep the hug longer than 5 minutes. So that way he had like a second to take in like the scents and be like whopped in the face by like all the fragrances. And I think he must have noticed. I mean, I could probably have smelled myself like down the damn airport terminal. Okay, so he comes to us. He takes my picture, and I'm like, okay. I was like, he's like, you want a full body? I was like, obviously, like this outfit is actually kind of like cute. Like, it's prettybomb.com, yeah. And he goes, and I'm like, and I wanted his like opinion on it, even though I know it's cute, but you know when you want like them to notice it. So I'm like, oh, like what do you think of like my outfit? And I'm not kidding you, like no joke, he goes, this is very cute. Quote unquote, he uses cute. This is why I adore my Shawnee, because other boys would have been like, yeah, like it's dope, like it's totally so wicked. He goes, fall vibes. Not kidding you. I'm like, okay, so he's acknowledging the full outfit. I'm like, okay, so at least I didn't come looking like a ruggedy damn like cloth that I used to wipe the damn floor. And then I go, okay, let's take our full body. And then I go, and keep in mind, I've been working out, so you can kind of notice a little bit of change. I can notice a lot of change because I know my body the best, obviously. So I go, like sexually, well, not sexually, like kind of like flirty. I was like, oh, like, do you think I should take off the cardigan? And as I'm doing it, I'm like, I don't know, you can't really notice like my chest in this. In person maybe you could. And I'm like, should I like take off like the cardigan, like, or should I like put on the cardigan? He's like, no, keep the cardigan on, like it makes the look. So I was like, And I look at one of my friends who actually told me to keep the cardigan on. I was like, great, you got good taste. Like, you told me to keep it on, and guess what? He wanted it on as well. I swear, like, I'm Cirque du Soleil with these damn, like, positions and this flexing. I think, and I go, oh, and I made the, before, I wanted to, like, have a little conversation. Like, obviously, everybody wants to have a conversation with him. So I'm like, oh, are you gone from Toronto, like, for a while? Like, what's going on? And he's like, yeah, like, I'm gone for a bit. Like, I'm going to LA, and then I have to go to, like, France for this, like, he, like, said some award show, and I was like, okay, like, now you're speaking Japanese to me, and I don't understand, boy. What are you doing in LA? Like, what's going on? Because I was actually curious, like, why are you going to LA? And he goes, I'm going to write some, like, music. And I, like, grab him by the arm. I don't know why I did that. That was like, kind of, like, spontaneous. Like, I wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, my brain was like, grab his arm. So I was like, and I looked deep in his eyes. I remember this moment clearly. I'm looking at his face. He's looking at mine, and I go, what are you writing about? Trying to tell him, like, okay, you should write a song about me. I'm kidding, obviously. And he goes, not sure yet. Like, he didn't know, I guess, either. I guess he was going for, like, a session of writing. I forget what happened after that conversation. I think he goes, George, you're so sexy. Like, you're literally the person I want to be with for the rest of my life. Like, you're literally all mine. And I'm like, oh, stop. Like, no, like, I already have, like, a lineup of boys coming for me. Like, you're at the end of the line, babe. I'm just joking. I'm just playing around. Oh my God, I forgot something. He said something about, like, oh, I forgot my passport and my parents have to bring it to me. I was like, wait, they're coming to the airport? He's like, yeah, like, I literally have to go wait for them. And I was like, sucks to suck. He walks away. I say bye to my friends, and then I had to make my way to get home. But in order for me to get home, I have to cross the entire terminal. Shawn had to wait for his parents in the terminal. So as I'm walking, I see him straight ahead with Andrew and Josiah, and they were where, like, the chairs are, just, like, sitting. And I was like, oh, okay, like, I literally have to walk by him. And I was like, no, like, it's not a big deal. Like, it's Shawn. Like, I'm on, like, a more personal level with Shawn in the sense where I've, like, been going out for him for so many years to the point where it's, like, no longer, like, ah. So I'm walking by him, and he's, like, sitting. But he's kind of, like, sitting, okay, like, I'm walking here, he's sitting like this, but he's in, like, he's on a slant, like, where he's, like, kind of facing, but not really. So I'm, like, as I'm walking by, I don't, like, say anything. I'm just, like, I literally go, like, smiling, like, okay, let me try and do it without looking, like, literally stupid. I'm, like, I'm kidding, no. I was, like, waving, but he saw, I guess, from the corner of his eye, and he goes, oh, and then as I'm, like, walking, Josiah was in the way, so he kind of, like, has to, like, move, and he's, like, see you later. And I was like, later, Gator. And I continue walking, and I was like, okay, like, he's literally watching me walk at this point. And I was like, okay, walk normally. Don't walk like you're nervous. Like, anyways, that's the end of my video. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and cheers to all the Mendes army out there, and cheers to all the Mendes army who don't like me, and to the ones that like me.